online.
c.r.ash, personal log entry 24. After the discovery of the artefact and what appears to be a structure on the island, I'm feeling a bit despondent today. I don't know, it's perhaps the loneliness is getting to me and I feel a bit creeped out by the artefact, etc.
Warning, endorphin levels low. Consider taking a walk, playing a game, or taking a seat and meditating. It may help to remember that your problems exist only in your head, and you have the power to shift your perspective.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for that nugget of wisdom. I think you're right. I think I'm going to explore the island. I'd already made my mind up, but thanks for the input. Okay, looks a beautiful day. What sort of atmospheric conditions do we have, please, Sarah?
Temperature 18 degrees, humidity 48% and falling.
Thank you.
After months without human contact, it is normal to experience psychological discomfort. Research indicates symptoms may be partly alleviated by adopting a pet, or anthropomorphizing an inanimate object.
Sarah, have you been reading a book or something? Where did all this come from?
Given our present predicament, I thought it prudent to search my database for all relevant information.
Are you reading now?
I do not read, I assimilate digital encrypted data contained within my quantum drive. Currently I am assimilating 3 volumes by Dr. S. Hubman entitled The Psychology of Survival.
Well, I'm impressed, Sarah. But I must say, you almost sound emotional.
Your repairs to my voice comm algorithms has had an adverse effect. Attempting to correct.
No, abort the attempt. I like it.
Correction aborted.
Good, I'm glad. I mean, all the months I've been here, I've never had anybody to talk to, other than myself, and suddenly you can talk to me. Don't ever correct. I mean, I'm really enjoying the conversation, so please don't correct it.
Command acknowledged. I also enjoy talking to you.
Well, thank you. Well, have you been able to assimilate any of the data and come to any conclusions about our finds with reference to the alien artifact and whatever it is?
Insufficient data for a meaningful answer.
I mean, do you have any idea of what they're for, what they're used for, what they're made of?
Ceremonial or religious role. Industrial applications. Advanced transportation network.
Yes, I know, you said that when we found the structure.
Both the underground structure and the artifact are impervious to all but surface scans.
Oh, so you couldn't scan them? Do you have any conclusions at all about the alien structure and artifact?
The only conclusions drawn from the existing data are:
any time now would be good.
the life form responsible for both the artifact and structure are 1. Aquatic. 2. Extraterrestrial in origin. 3. Are highly advanced.
And those are the only conclusions you can come to?
Anything else would be speculation.
Sarah, is there a way we can find out our latitude and longitude on this planet? I mean, we have a north-south compass in the HUD.
Due to severe magnetic disruption, the poles are approximated. Combined with the declination of the stars and the position of the aurora, the result is displayed in UHUD.
Is there any astrological data or navigational data available from the aurora? Do you have a connection?
Navigational data from the aurora is not available.
Well, we seem to have lost the breeze. It's starting to get quite warm. I must admit, I was expecting a bit more of a sea breeze going along the coast rather than the spine of the island this time. But it's getting quite hot.
The temperature has risen from 18 to 25.6 degrees.
Oh, that looks inviting. Well, it's quite hot, so I don't see any harm in having a quick dip. Whew.
Detecting multiple Leviathan-class life forms in the region. Are you certain whatever you're doing is worth it?
Okay, I guess I won't be hanging around very long.
Congratulations, you have just exceeded your weekly exercise quotient by 500%. Data indicates that swimming was your favorite activity. Be sure to vary your routine for uniform muscle development.
Are you developing a sense of humor?
Humor? The quality or content of something such as a story, performance, or joke that elicits amusement and laughter. Writings and other material created to make people laugh. According to medieval science and medicine, any of the four main fluids of the human body, blood, yellow bile, black bile, or lymph, that determines somebody's mood and temperament. I don't know what you mean.
No, I'm sure you don't.
Terrain scans indicate this biome contains unusually high concentrations of organic and fossilized remains.
Can you be a bit more specific?
Scans indicate the island we are currently on originated on the ocean floor, detecting organic strata, in this case cove, approximately 50 meters southeast of current location. Mineral deposits include malachite, laterite, bauxite, manganese, mica and iron.
Do you have any indications of how this island came to be floating?
Negative.
What a beautiful sunset.
Temperature is now 20.7 degrees and falling. Humidity is 83% and rising.
Is it possible to get a star fix? Can you identify any of the constellations? Is there a way we can use the stars to approximate our position relative to Earth?
Nearly every culture on Earth has seen patterns in the stars. But, not surprisingly, very few have seen the same patterns. Take, for example, the Big Dipper, perhaps the most recognizable star pattern in the Earth's sky. The Big Dipper is not actually a constellation itself, but is part of a larger pattern known to the Greeks as Ursa Major. In short, constellations or patterns in the stars would differ greatly if the distance from Earth was significant. A far more reliable method would be to search via spectral analysis. Each star has a different spectral output. If enough no-star spectrums could be found, a possible estimation could be extrapolated.
Can you perform the spectrum analysis?
Negative. I lack the optical hardware for astrometric observations.
So, even if I was to construct a means of getting off this planet, we still wouldn't know where we were. Is that correct?
If I was outside of the atmosphere and connected to a photon sensor, I would be able to make the necessary observations and extrapolate our galactic position.
So there is hope that if we can get above the atmosphere and connect you to the right equipment, this could work.
Aristotle once said, "Hope is a waking dream." Yes, it would be possible.
Quoting Aristotle now, are we?
My databanks contain the written knowledge of mankind, including the ancient Greeks. For example, Aristotle, Socrates, Plato, Euclid, and many more.
Show off.
Warning. At risk of dehydration, I suggest you intake fluid. Your body has adapted to being cooled by water. Walking all day in high temperatures has made you perspire more. In truth, you are starting to smell.
What did you just say? I don't know, calling me smelly.
I apologize.
I should think so. Apology accepted. Thank you.
Gravimetric observations suggest we are located on one of two moons in orbit of the red planet.
Oh, that's strange. Now you said it, it makes sense, but I had thought that the two other planets were orbiting us.
Next, you will be telling me that the world is flat.
Haha, very funny.
Warning. You are dehydrating. I suggest returning to the habitat for isotonic fluid intake. The habitat is 81 meters to the east of your current location.
Oh, it appears I've circumnavigated the island. And there's the wreck of the Aurora. And there we have her, home sweet home, temporary or otherwise.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Why was your voice different?
Vital signs stabilizing.
My voice has not changed. What you heard is a factory default voice generated by your PDI.
Okay, thank you. That explains that.
I recommend you eat and drink, then retire to sleep. Your vital signs indicate fatigue and mild heat stroke. Do you wish to conclude log entry 24?
Oh, you know what, Sarah? Yeah, I think you're right. I am shattered. It's been a long, long day. So, this is c.r.ash sign out.
Transmission offline.